everybody, welcome to Damsels and Dice.
It's a little dicey,
but this is how we roll.
And we left out on a cliffhanger, so we could
It's
not
probably
wait.
not as gruesome as our faces the first few times that we did our intros back in the days.
Oh, come on, it's good. But yeah, we left off on a cliffhanger and could not wait another week in between sessions. So we're having a couple.
Big tears.
This is an emergency session that we had to scramble our schedules for. But hey, it's worth it. I have so much homework to do.
It's the little things that matter. It's the little things that matter.
When your homework is piling up and
It's like emailing your professor. Look, I have something really important that came up.
what was it?
I had to save someone's life.
I had to save someone's life. It's no big deal.
Yes. So.
Alright.
All right.
So, a relatively quick recap. Oh wait, I'm not wearing my necklace. Will I bother you if I don't go ahead and put it on?
Put it on.
Go ahead and explain why I need to put on this necklace.
So she has this certain necklace that's got like a bunch of different charms on it. And it basically means that she's not going to purposefully try to kill us. If she doesn't have it on, she might just kill all of us just for funsies. But the necklace means that she's not trying to purposefully kill us. Not that we couldn't get ourselves in a situation where we could die.
Which has happened.
Which has happened.
It's our own fault.
But she's not purposefully
The
trying to
intent
kill
to
us.
kill is minimal.
Yes.
So, I'm wearing the necklace showing that I do indeed have a heart. This is the heart chakra. No,
That I got her so that I know.
Say that I'm not going to try and destroy them. At least purposefully. Jumping right on into it, the adventuring party, after gathering up their things in Pathstow, went on the next few days during what would have been a 4-day walk. Ended up being about a 2.5-day ride to the next town north of them. Another swamp city called Sogsow. Conversations were had, emotions were felt, and as they approached the city of Sogsow, they began seeing interesting mists form, as well as an oncoming storm, a heavy storm. They entered the city, no one manning the gates, even though this entire city of Sogsow is indeed very well reinforced. The cobblestone streets, it has cobblestone streets. Many of the buildings are not crumbling, but they do have a slight lean to them, as Sogsow is essentially built on a partial hill. Large, thick barrier all the way around, and spidering road after spidering road, it leads further and further and further in, like a labyrinth or maze. The adventuring party entered, tried to speak to some individuals, and noted how eerie everything felt as the oncoming storm pressed forward, sounding louder and louder with each rumble of thunder. They were caught out in the storm and realized, after a few conversations, that there were no inns that were taking newcomers.
They're all assholes. I'm sorry, Nancy.
At which point, they began hearing goom, 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 the sound of gongs rippling out throughout the entire city, and everyone who was hooded along the edges of the streets, hanging outside of doors, scattered. They were caught outside in this deluge of rain. And just whenever they thought they might not be able to find cover for the evening and wondered what they may or may not encounter, someone poked their head out. A young female, soft eyes, brown hair pulled back into a tight bun, motioned for them to hurry, to get off the streets, to come quickly. Everyone managed to rush everything underneath of an overhang and lock themselves into the basement, where, out of a small eye slit, they saw some poor soul who inside in time. They saw the feet and the claws of some creature as it howled after them. And this is where we begin.
Okay.
The entire adventuring party, now caught in the basement with two unknown individuals. It is very dark. It's very damp. The space itself is no more than maybe 25 feet. You all are kind of bunched in there, pretty close together. With you, Talavin, you, Nora, Zoom, Adriel, Wyatt, Jacob, as well as your sprite companions.
And then the dad and the daughter. That's like
Dad.
12 people.
There are a lot of people scrunched into this lower floor. And after watching this creature, whatever this is, dart off, you see the man without this actual exhale, this brief moment of relief, as he, with a crutch under his arm, just leans his back against the wall. The girl runs over, she's, early, mid-20s, runs over, grabs a chair, and drags it over just in time as her father sits. As he looks at each and every one of you, seeing quite a diverse, a myriad of people.
For the first time that he invited into his home.
But for the first time, really getting a chance to look at all of you, seeing the half-orc, the two humans, and two drow-esque elven individuals, as well as your half-elf companion. With the crutch under
I sometimes
his arm.
forget about her.
Don't worry, it's alright. I sometimes forget about me. Takes the crutch out from under his arm and now seems slightly guarded, as he realizes there's a significant amount of people now that he does not know, or does not know the intention of. Puts the crutch slightly in front of him, hands clasped one over top of the other on one of the lower rungs.
I'm gonna say I'm still like staring out the window, just like, the fuck was that? I'm just like looking around trying to see if I see anything else, and I'm just like,
Go ahead and take a perception check.
Also, I love how your voice came back just
I know,
in time.
literally, it has been gone all day and all last night.
Don't jinx it, knock on wood.
And then I started talking to Madison about D&D, and it was just like, hello, welcome back. And I was like, welcome back.
Glad to be there.
Don't do that. It's not what I wanted you to do. Touch screen sometimes, man.
Perception. That's a 21.
21. Currently, you do not see anything. You look, glancing in between the little slit, and it doesn't give you a huge range of the road, the cobblestone road, which you can see you're right at eye level. It's just being pounded, just pummeled with this large raindrops. It almost sounds like hail as it crashes outside.
Damn, I don't see
You
shit.
don't see anything else, but as you peer through, you can see on the opposite side of the street, you do see a pair of other eyes peek up and duck back down.
There's like a house over there, I assume.
There's a house on the opposite side of the road. And you'd probably assume that other people are in their own crawl spaces, very similarly to how you all are currently arranged.
I'm going to look at the elderly man and kind of like, I guess make a gesture like, can I speak now?
He puts a finger up for, he motions that you all should be quiet for a little longer.
Alright.
About an hour or so passes of you all sitting in this tense silence before he gives a nod. I think they're gone. But we should keep our voices low just in case.
Alright. Firstly, thank you for opening your home to us. I don't know what that was outside. I've never encountered any creature that looks like that before, but thank you.
Have I, since I've traveled, have I ever encountered something like that?
Make an intelligence check. Or, no, well, his history, they don't really have a memory roll, so... yeah, make a history check. You're going through your personal memory banks, trying to figure out...
That's good. Let's see. That's
22.
22?
Emma.
You have never encountered a creature like this before.
Damn.
But whatever it is very large. It's easily based on the little bit of dimensions that you were able to see. It's probably 10, 15 feet tall.
Oh.
And I don't know anything about it. Ugh, we're fucked.
You know, based on the growths kind of on its feet, it's probably a swamp native of sorts. Probably is housed in the swamp territories. Or similar area.
So I'm
And based
still...
on the claws, that would be a very bad day if you were to get slashed by one of them.
Yeah, that would probably be bad. So I'm gonna still talk to the older gentleman, like, do you know what creature that was? And the poor soul that got locked outside.
He shakes his head and not.
How long?
Face will most likely find out in the morning.
How long has this been happening?
It's been going on for several months now.
And it just kind of appeared out of the blue?
He nods. We've had parties go missing before, hunting and scouting. Never thought it would actually get this close.
So where did it...
Whatever.
So does it come every night or just...
It comes most nights. Most frequently, it's been its frequency has certainly decreased. Frequently that. It used to come in the dead of night.
And does it usually just kind of grab one person and go, or does it try to grab multiple things? Does it just take people, or does it take other things?
It only, as far as I'm aware, only takes people. And we know that either one of them is getting a few people, or there are a few of them, whatever they are.
Oh, there might be more than one.
Oh,
Who knows?
that's not good.
Sometimes 5 will go missing each night.
there's like fucking 3 of these motherfuckers.
I don't know how many there are, but what do the bells always ring before?
We try and give everyone a heads up. We try and alert the local populace. But
So is somebody watching out for them to coming closer? So somebody has seen what this thing looks like and lived.
he nods, and we're up on the hill on the tower. They've tried describing it before, but none of us have encountered such a thing. It's large, it's green, it has this black, scraggly, wispy hair.
I do not want this. This is very bad.
Would they know how many there are?
The people on watch, they would probably have a better idea than I do. Sometimes they're the ones who go missing.
Have you all tried to fight back?
Nods. We we can, but they're clever.
I see.
The first thing they did was take the few smithies and enchanters we had, and take the majority of our weapons.
So they'd be seeking people out specifically.
Initially. Now it seems like it's more scattered, random. Or whoever is left outside.
Let's see. Do their tracks lead out of town? Have you all seen what direction they head?
And shakes his head. We've tried scouting out after in hopes of finding possibly some survivors. No avail.
The tracks disappear or they just don't lead anywhere?
They go to a point, and either this thing can climb, or we just lose the trail altogether.
Ooh.
And no one's ever survived one of these attacks?
No one's ever returned.
Damn.
Ooh.
I think we get the fuck out of this bitch.
So yeah, we asked how long's been going on and where they're going.
The survivors, the people in the tower might know more.
Yeah, we had to talk
It
about
happens
that.
kind of all the time.
Yeah. There's multiple of them.
They took all the fucking magical, helpful people.
So, they're intelligent. No,
That's fucking
they're
crap.
not like
They're not
crocodiles.
stupid.
They're like crocodiles, but smart. We're just like we're doing like that Midoriya thing in the corner.
The
We're like-
Midoriya thing where they're muttering, they're like... Bakugo's about to blast us from the back.
Oh man.
I'm sure Kinsey would like that.
If you don't mind my asking, why are you here? With a city named like Sogsow, it's hard to imagine why you would want to come here. The other town I know is farther away, but its amenities are far nicer.
We were just traveling north, following a couple, just looking for a certain group of people that we know were headed this way, and we assumed that they would go to the closest town.
You
From-
can see the signs warning people away.
We did.
Didn't see.
It was the perception check.
We missed all of those signs.
Yes.
Our perception numbers.
Why haven't you all left the town? If this has been an ongoing horror.
Believe me, we've tried, but something keeps us from leaving.
You mean like you physically can't leave the city?
We get to a point, and it loops us all around, loops us back home. We cannot leave. Some of us cannot leave, anyway.
Like who?
We found that certain individuals, we don't know what the connection is, but some individuals were able to leave. My wife and 2 sons were able to leave.
Did they have
When
arcane
Nora
magic
comes
like
over
you?
and sets her hand kind of on his shoulder, he kind of reaches up and takes it and gives it on. We can only hope they're safe.
Can you both use arcane magic? Is that what you were using earlier?
The girl pipes up and says, I've been learning a few things here and there. I was hoping to, I'm a little bit of a reader. I've been learning a few things here and there, and I've taught my father what I can, but I don't know very much.
And your siblings and your mother, did they have any abilities like that?
She shakes her head. No, I was the only reader. I mean, I tried teaching my brothers, but they're much younger than I am. Well, reading isn't really a pastime they're interested in.
Would you say that maybe a lot of the people that are stuck here have any form of magical ability?
The father pipes up at this point. think so. There are a few others who were able to leave who did possess arcane abilities.
Damn. I thought that was good for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Hang on.
Some of them went to go get help, but they have not returned.
Whenever you try to leave, is it a physical loop, or do you lose consciousness for a while, or suddenly remember something that you need to do and turn back?
Physical loop.
Oh.
Damn.
No matter how far we walk, no matter which path we trace, all lead back to here. And so we try to stay indoors when we can. When we hear the gongs, we pull inside. It makes hunting difficult. It makes sowing seeds, growing crops. That's really what we should be focused on right now, with the coming spring.
Oh man, I can't just leave this down. What the fuck?
You might be able to leave. I mean, I'm not going to. Wait, sorry,
Yeah.
this is Mackenzie's.
Yeah, and now
No,
we're
no.
kind of like.
So, hang on, out of, like, we can't leave, like, even if we
No.
could,
Yeah, yeah.
no, we have to help these friends.
I wonder if like we tried to leave, if it would happen to us. Like the loopy thing.
Probably.
Damn. Because I was like, we could see what happens. What if they literally like disappear, or like just like something comes over them, we could like witness it.
I bet it's the fog. It was the mist.
Fucking mist.
It was the mist. We didn't insight check the mist. That needs to be a t-shirt. Insight check the mist.
Bro, I fucking knew. I was like, bro, she kept saying mist, and I wrote down fog, but Madison kept specifically saying mist. I was like, why the fuck is she saying mist? It's fog. Wow,
I bet
we're
it's a
fucked.
spell. I bet it is a spell that someone's casting. Okay.
That means there's not only creatures, but there is somebody else controlling
Make an
them.
intelligence check.
A what?
Intelligence.
You said this was out of character. You all can make an intelligence check and let your characters kind of assume these things if you want. I would love it.
16.
Well, that's only a 11.
Talavin, you're still freaked out about the thing that you saw, and your cousin is the one who kind of starts putting these things, and whenever she brings it up, it falls into place. It makes sense.
Damn, I was having all the good ideas too.
What? It was a collective effort.
This is a cooperative.
We work together.
We're co-oping.
Okay. Well, I can't speak for my comrades, but I wish to help you all. I was wondering why we tried to stay at some of the inns and they wouldn't accept us. Are you all just naturally wary of outsiders? Or has
Yes.
something happened in the past where people have come and stayed and been attacked?
Wary of outsiders, and if I'm being very blunt, they're probably hoping that you would be the optimal sacrifice to whatever this thing is.
I'm
You're
burning
not
down their
quite
fucking
here, and
ends.
The local could be left alone.
Sophia says.
What dicks?
Oh, that is
That's so mean.
what assholes! Okay.
They were lucky my horse didn't get fucked up by a fucking troll.
I would gone back and burned their hands down.
This is Sophia, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So-
I'm gonna gather myself again.
Like, as I said,
I don't know the actual reason, but if I had to take a guess, it would be that hopefully the locals would be spared if new blood came in. Perhaps a reprieve of a few nights.
Curiously, is the more people that get taken in a night, do they stay away longer?
How do you mean?
Like if they only took one person tonight, would they probably be back tomorrow versus if they had gotten like all of us, would they stay away for a longer period of time?
And that seems to be the general pattern. It's not always, but mostly.
Do they attack houses? Or do they only go to the streets for easy prey?
He nods. They go to the streets. And try to go every single night. We've tried staying indoors consistently. But they always come back every night. They'll scrape along the rooms. They'll try and find some easier place to get into.
Have they ever broken into homes?
They never broke in. But some people are not as fortunate. They have to go out. They have to be able to sustain themselves.
Do they ever come during the day, or is it only ever at night?
Has there ever been a night where they haven't gotten anyone?
He nods. Usually on the nights where they take more people.
You said this started happening how long ago? That they started coming into the village? Town?
It's been several months.
And did anything curious happen before these attacks happened? Any strangers wandering through? An incident? Anything?
He shakes his head. Not that I'm aware. I mean, I myself haven't gone out too often. I mean, I run a local shop, which is why we're able to stay indoors. Why we're able to. Why we have so many supplies on stock. Not everybody has that kind of luxury.
DM, they had animals out in their barn area?
There were other animals, but there were no horses.
No, but there were animals.
There were animals, like there were chickens, pigs, some of them had goats.
Then I'll, in character. Do they take your livestock at all, or do they only take people?
They only take people. They've only ever
That's
taken
curious.
people. The ones who seemed to get out of the town, the ones that could, were the ones who took the horses. At least that's what I assume you are referring to.
No, I'm just...
Oh, the spell doesn't affect animals.
I know,
Wait.
but I don't understand why the trolls wouldn't take easy prey like pigs and goats and stuff. They have to be being controlled. If they're only specifically taking people.
I don't know. Okay, I see. So, can I make an intelligence check that the mist or spell doesn't affect animals?
Sure, go ahead.
I want to do that.
I got the
She got
natural
the
20,
natural
so
20, I'm not going to.
I know every...
Something? That is definitely a fair assumption, that it does not affect animals.
So those people probably didn't really make it out unless they were on horseback.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Did your wife and sons leave on horseback?
They did.
They probably made it out.
Yeah. Do you know what direction they were headed?
North.
Oh, they went north, okay.
Everybody goes north. Nobody wants to go south. The only thing down there is Willends.
Swamp.
There were a few who went south, but my wife and sons were north.
Interesting.
No, brother. Okay. What other questions? So what time is it right now? I'm asking Nancy.
By the time everything transpired, it's probably around 7:30. Because you all waited in silence for a while, and then have been having this conversation, so it's
Right.
probably close to 7.
Okay.
It's definitely getting dark out.
Okay.
The girl goes over and lights a lamp. And there's this nice warm glow. You can see Zoom is kind of over in the corner. He has opened up the edge of the pouch. So that the sprites can listen in.
Oh, okay.
But they haven't said anything.
Okay. That's probably better. Well, we don't
I don't
mean...
even know these people's names.
I haven't introduced myself.
No, you haven't.
Sorry.
And neither have we. As he looks over at his daughter.
No, you cannot get up. No, Loki, I know you can't. I need to take notes, Loki.
Sorry, what was his last name? Chaucer?
Chaucer?
Chaucer. Chaucer.
Okay. And then Katie. Well, my name is Nora, Naerstar.
And I am Talavin, Naerstar.
Wyatt and Jacob. Wyatt actually has kept his hood up, and he's just been quietly listening. arms folded
No,
against the wall.
shoo. Don't do that.
And Jacob is the one who steps forward and he's like, Jacob, this is Wyatt. My name's Driel. Nice to meet you. Thanks for bringing us in from their inn. Oh, and this is Zoom. She puts her hand on his head and kind of ruffles his hair. It's just sopping. It's still sopping wet. His hair is that kind that just keeps gathering more moisture no matter how dry he tries to get it.
It's always wet. Okay. Well,
Katie looks around. She's like, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring down some rations. That's all right. Father gives her a pat and she goes upstairs quietly. Checks the door before she goes. And then locks it back.
Brushy gets snatched. We're done for.
I'm going.
Did she go outside?
No, you all are in the basement thing. And so there's the door that leads to the living area / possibly the shop above. And so she went
Okay.
up in that first level, like the ground floor, not the basement.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof. Oh, this is a bad situation. It's a very terrible situation.
Yes. Well, we hate to trouble you, but it would be nice if we could stay here for the night. I'd hate to be too forward.
We'd be happy to pay
I assume
you
there's money.
if need be.
We would like to help you get to the bottom of this issue, though, without bringing attention to yourselves, of course. Or at least...
That would certainly be beneficial. But he kind of looks you over. You all seem traveled enough. What do you know about this? Anything from other lands and the other cities? Have they even wondered about us?
I kind of just shake my head and I'm like, did you ever hear of anything?
No.
Nora, make a history check.
I mean, maybe. Let me think. I got a 1. Whoops. Doo-doo-doo. I don't know anything.
Wait, don't you have a...
No, you don't remember anything.
I got 20. I got like a 22 on my history check and I didn't know anything either, so it is what it is.
Well, it might be like... Because people have talked about Sogsow, but no one's heard... I mean, you would assume that people who have left the town would say something. They'd probably forget.
Yeah, that's probably...
Can I make a intelligence check to see... To, like... See if people who leave the town would forget about the situation?
Sure, go ahead.
Doo-doo-doo. 8.
You haven't encountered anybody who has also been traveling, who seems to be from the area. Then again, only a few people did travel south. And who's to say that they didn't loop around and go to the other city?
That is true. Okay. I can get behind that. Alright,
I mean, you're not familiar enough with the area to know how to identify locals from different areas, from different regions.
fair enough.
Everybody do kind of look the same here.
Let's see. Well, I don't have any pressing questions at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't encountered anything in my travels like this.
I feel like there's a very important question that we should ask,
Yeah.
but I can't.
Think of it.
No, I can't do anything else.
About an hour goes by, and eventually Katie taps on the door. Jacob is kind of the first. He goes and he checks the door and opens it, and she's carrying a tray of different bowls of broth.
Oh.
And she carries it down, sets it before everybody. Sorry, it's not much, but we are trying to keep under the radar and keep. Well, actually, she would know what radar is. We're trying to keep a low profile and.
Would she know what a profile is?
Our rations.
Oh, thank you. This is
Shit,
fun.
I mean, I was gonna say. Technically, I brought my stuff with me. Didn't I? Well, I guess I didn't bring my whole thing with me, but I brought my main pack. I might have a little bit of dried beef in my, probably like my carry pack. I'll hand some of that out. Can't find where, how much. I bought 3 pounds of beef. So I'll split that up. I'll go ahead and just split it up with everybody.
Oh, you're so nice.
As soon as they see the meat, their eyes kind of widen. They thank you. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for not leaving us out there for that thing.
You really saved us.
For being very minimal, for being very basic broth, and there you do see there are some vegetables sort of floating around, and the broth and the soup overall is good. But the moment you add the meat, it just adds this extra depth to it that you're like, these people haven't probably experienced this in a while.
It's like stone
They're
soup.
probably keeping all of their livestock alive, just in case.
That makes sense. Eat the soup.
Eat it.
And I guess they have like bedding or something.
We have our bedrolls with us.
Oh, right, we have bedrolls.
You all finish your meal. He looks about, takes another look outside of the little strip. I believe it is time for us to retire. Not that we don't trust newcomers, but we'll probably keep you down here in the basement. If that is
It's perfectly acceptable.
nods. Gets back up, puts the crutch under his arm, and goes up the stairs. Speak well. You will. Do not go outside. And wait for us to give the all clear. We're more familiar with things that have been going on.
Alright.
Copy on that.
She, Katie, gives a small wave and nods before going, and you hear the latch from the door being locked on the other side. All
So-
of you are left.
Are we locked in? Like we couldn't get out if we wanted to?
You all can get out of the back door,
Okay.
but in order to go up into the main store, that door's locked.
Gotcha. Just making sure.
So if you were going to raid them, you'd probably take their livestock and leave, which, that'd be really horrible to do.
We're not gonna run.
But you do have...
I mean, I am about to go raid those in, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna take everything they have.
Yeah, so you all could get out the back door, but you all, it would take a skilled individual in order to pick the lock and get inside the main part of the house.
Okay. Fair enough. I go to sleep.
Everybody rolls out their bedrolls. Adriel,
I'm gonna press the digitations everybody's bedroll so that they're dry.
you spend some time pop, 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 pop. The ground itself was a little bit damp, but you helped tidy up. It becomes drier. Adriel just leans up against the wall and is like, this is going to be a total nightmare. Do we actually have a plan? Are we just going to leave?
We can't just leave these people.
Well,
We'd be
we
leaving.
can't speak for everyone else, but
Well, I know I'm staying to help.
we are probably going to stay. We will help. We will stay and help.
We will.
We will stay
Of
and
course,
help.
we will.
Zoom nods in agreement after hearing this, and Adriel's like, you guys are just like getting yourselves into all sorts of trouble with the critters here.
I mean, technically, isn't that why you came with us? us?
I came here to make a coin.
Who says there isn't coin involved?
Do you think these people have anything?
They might have something.
Two coppers short of losing their minds.
I can't just leave them to die.
Yeah. That would be...
That's the other thing. Where else are they going? Where are these things taking them?
Probably somewhere we don't ever want to find, but probably should find. It sounds like there's something bigger going on. Is what it sounds like.
Just slumps down, just back against the jagged brick wall, just runs her spine against it. She regrets it immediately. Hunkers down and folds her arms on her bedroll. I don't like any of this. I get it. We'll stay, we'll help. I mean, I have to like it.
You all haven't heard of any creatures like this, have you?
Zoom actually looks a little bit concerned.
Link with Zoom. Have you ever heard about any of this kind of stuff?
He kind of involuntarily clutches the pack a little bit tighter. He says, I have one time seen something like it. It was wandering around. I had made camp. I was on the ground underneath of some branches inside of a log. I was very, very well hidden, very well camouflaged. I'd been out hunting for a while, and I saw something like it wandering around, and I didn't try to fight it. It was very big, very strong, and it had something clutched in its claws. It looked like a deer or something. It had been run through all the way with its claws, from one side clean to the other. I'm glad it didn't find me.
Yes. Yeah,
What
that
a
would have
word.
been terrible. And this was near Willends when you saw this, or was this somewhere else?
This was in Willends. This was back in the first town. The only town I've ever really been around. But I'd been wandering the swamps for a while. I was trying to get fresh game to bring back to try and sell pelts.
Were you near anything specific, like old buildings, caves, anything like that?
Shakes his head. No, I would have found it in order to bed down for the night. I didn't want to sleep in that log to begin with. There were centipedes and other things crawling around in it. Man, this has been a few years ago. I mean, this wasn't the season. This was several winters ago.
And you relay this information?
And I relay this information.
Okay.
General is this information now. All of you have this idea of he's seen this creature, or this kind of creature before, and is not eager to engage with it.
So, but that does tell us that it does eat animals, but it doesn't bother the livestock here.
Yeah. They gotta be being controlled.
Is that an illogical jump to think that they're being controlled, judging by their behavior?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay. Ha! 11.
11? Possibly?
12.
12? I mean,
Maybe.
it does sound weird to hear Zoom say, oh, it looked like it had some kind of deer, it had some kind of livestock or some kind of game, and then here it's only been taking people.
And it's been like taking certain people.
Well, it seems like it's just the people that it.
Well, he said the first time he was searching out certain people. He said that it sought out their like smithies and their like work, like their like building stuff.
Their ability to fight back, their like defensive capabilities.
Defensive and creative abilities. People that make stuff.
Right. Woo, okay.
What kind of creature would we know? Like a type of magic that would control evil creatures like this?
You can make an Arcana check.
Control.
Ooh, that's a 15. That's a 15.
15. Ooh, big money.
Yeah.
It has to be some kind of powerful magic. It has to be some kind of binding magic. You're not quite sure what kind of spell this is. I mean, you were trained in the physical abilities. You weren't necessarily trained in Arcana. But I mean, you know enough about magic. You know enough about spells. But
Arcana check. Achoo! 15?
back roll.
Yeah, but I know Arcana.
You do know Arcana, and you are very, very familiar with certain spells. And there are spells that grant, and do grant some kind of, not possession, but some kind of capacity to influence a creature's behavior. But that's more advanced than what you are familiar with.
So I would know that it is a high level spell, and that someone would be very skilled to do something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I relay this information.
I relate the smaller amount of information that I do.
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
We're just so sharing.
Binding and
caring.
magic, influential magic.
Of course.
Finding influential.
Well, I think if you all are, I suppose, committed to this, in the morning we can go look at the tower on the hill. We can go ask them some questions.
Wyatt, arms folded under his chest, and like, you're actually gonna try and go after this. You're planning on going after this thing.
We can avoid it if possible.
Should we at least try to leave first? See if we're trapped here? I mean, it's one thing if, like, we can't leave and we have to take care of it, but...
I don't think I can
But, like,
leave these people here like this.
But what if we take care of the problem and we still can't leave? That's what I'm worried about.
What if we...
That would be really fucked.
Well, if you all want, you can do that tomorrow. And then
He looks over
go
at
back.
Jacob and he's like, I'm all for, like, if you all want to go and help these people, if you want to go and do this, I got your back, but let's try and make sure that we can take care of ourselves first and make sure that we can get out if we need to. Because worst case scenario, we're stuck with these people and just keep going round and round and round in circles, waiting to be taken by whatever that thing is. And Jacob, he's kind of playing with the edge of his sword, just kind of flipping the blade over and over and over in his hands as he's sitting up against the wall. He's like, I'm inclined to agree with him. I can't see how we can take shelter here and after receiving this information not try and give some kind of assistance. But if we can't get out, that means that this is being even more worrisome than whatever it is taking people out there. Y'all kind of hit the nail on the head where if something is maybe controlling this, I don't know really how magic works, but if something's controlling this, that means it's worse than this. Or at the very least more powerful. Flips the blade. I think it would be interesting to know, like, whether or not we could leave the town. Maybe we can try and figure out if maybe there's a connection, maybe there's a pattern. Maybe there's a reason why some people can leave and others can't. I I mean,
Didn't I relay?
Yeah, we relayed the information about the animals not being affected.
Yeah, it's not 100%, but it's a theory.
mhm. Yeah, and he's taking all of this into
Okay.
consideration. You have said you're sharing. He says, it doesn't make sense why the wife and 2 kids would leave and they not go with them. Why would they leave it separately? Why wouldn't they leave as a group? That's what's bothering me.
They might have left as a group. We didn't ask. Some of them might have got turned around via the magic, and some of them didn't.
Right, but something had to spur that on. What's the connection? That's what I'm wondering.
I'll have to ask them some more questions in the morning.
Okay.
Well, there's not a lot we can do in the dark right now, because I'm not going out there in the middle of the dark. In the middle of the night.
In the middle of the dark
In the middle of the dark time.
It's the dark time and it's still raining.
I don't want to go out there if I don't have to.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna bed down for the night.
All of you gather your things. It's not the most comfortable sleep, but it's not the swamps. It's not the tangled roots and knots and the soaking, ever-present moss.
I cast alarm,
Good to know.
and I'm including like the people. I'm including all the friendlies within this area.
I don't know if they're friendly or not. For all you know, they could just be sending us down here to
They-
lure those things in.
They just saved our lives. I think they're okay.
Yeah, that could be part of their trap.
I
Look
include
at her
them.
face. You never know.
Okay, fine. I don't include them. Fine. They are.
Because then at least we
unfriendlies.
know if they were going to come down here while we're sleeping.
They're unfriendlies. Okay, fine. She convinced me. I don't include them.
I'm just saying we don't know.
Don't just assume people are good. We didn't even insight check these fools.
Shoot! We were supposed to inside check everything! That never happens.
I literally always forget until they're like gone already. Like,
Okay.
First thing in the morning, insight check. Did you sleep well? Insight check.
Watch, they're gonna be the ones like controlling them. That. Okay. Never mind. Nope.
You're so fucked.
But she's wearing a happy necklace, so I think we're good for now. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we only got like. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay. Sleep. Sleep.
Face not.
Oh, like literally so tense.
You guys drift off into a dreamless sleep. Slightly unrestful, but not to the point where you take any...
One eye open all night.
Your eye is extremely dry in the morning. No one eye. It's extremely, it's like just bloodshot. The other one. Perfect. It's perfect goal.
No, I switched back and forth every hour.
Yeah, you got crust on either side coming out of your eyes. Gross.
Ugh.
But the morning comes. All of you are still there. Alarm was not tripped throughout the night. And you two are the first to wake up since you all have been getting up a little bit earlier than the others. You'll stir. Wake up, and the day is yours. What do you do?
Do we hear anything like people moving around upstairs?
Well, you can make a perception check.
17.
17. Nora, you do hear somewhere where you're sleeping, somewhere off above you to the right, you do hear the sounds of creaking floorboards. It's very, very faint, though very light.
And you said there is a back door. Is that the door we came into
Yeah,
from the livestock area?
yes.
Is there like a window?
There's no window. There are no windows in the basement here, except for that very thin eye slit.
But that was at the front of the house.
Other than the lamp, which did burn all night, is your only other source of light. The lamp and the slit is letting in the morning sunlight. It's no longer storming, no longer cloudy, or at least from what you can tell.
Every time they come.
I'm going to go up to the door. I'm gonna lightly knock on it.
I'm going to follow her. Quietly.
There's about 20-second pause before you hear a... And it's Katie. She
Mhm.
opens the door. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Is everyone else awake?
No, it's just us.
Okay, come on.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
She closes the door and she's like, I'll lock it back there. In case anybody else wakes up and wants to come up. They're not going to freak out, are they? If they wake up and see that you all are gone, they're not going to come bursting down that door or anything. We're trying to keep quiet.
Insight check. Are they gonna
On what?
on the other party members if they're gonna freak out?
Yeah, they're going to freak out and we're just gone.
Intelligence. This is
Intelligence. Okay, just okay. I got a 19
Okay, 19.
plus
19.
22.
Knowing with the horror story that you were given the night before, plus some of the information, they might wake up and think that you all were taken by them, your hosts, or left. Like there's right now it's like a 60-40 split. It could go either way.
So if we look back down the stairs, who's the closest?
Jacob is actually the closest. He's the one who's
God damn it. I guess as she says that, I'm gonna creep back down the stairs as quietly as I can.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna gently shake Jacob awake. Really gently. Jacob! Where's his sword currently?
Everybody slept with some kind of weapon nearby.
Okay. Well, defensively wake him.
He seems to be a relatively heavy sleeper.
Oh God, of course he is.
Give him a little shake and he jostles a little. You see his eyes are darting from beneath his lids.
Oh, he's
He's
sleeping.
in REM sleep.
He's in REM sleep. I'm gonna whisper his name and be like, Jacob. Jacob.
No, I don't want to. Usby's wakes up and immediately starts going for his sword. Yeah?
Me and Nora are going
The way you're silhouetted there kind of makes your eyes glow. Like in the dark.
Well, next time I'll close him.
That's worse.
Okay then.
And he looks back over. Wyatt stirs. Sorry.
You can go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know so you didn't break the house down, any of you all. Me and Nora are going upstairs for a little bit.
Yeah, that would have been bad. He looks over at Charles Bedrolls and is like, yeah, that would have been really bad.
We did it good.
Are you telling me so that I can stay up?
No, just
Or
in case, if somebody else wakes up and starts freaking out, you can be like, oh no, they're not gone.
he lays back down, pulls his sword closer, and he's like, alright, I can't try. Take another rest.
I'm gonna lean back and start walking back up the stairs.
You all?
Yeah, perception check. Is anybody else awake?
Sure. Okay.
I haven't seen Talelgin or Spice in a grip now. Ooh, that's terrible.
They've been quiet this whole time.
That's a 10.
From 10. You see the pouch is open and over to the side, but you'd have to get closer in order to tell if they were awake or not.
Well, I mean, it was for everybody, but I was curious to see if maybe they were.
Yeah, you'd have to get a little bit closer to determine. Right now, everybody looks like they're asleep. Even Jacob looks like he's drifted back off.
Okay.
We need less sleep
Yeah.
because we're all
We're better.
Ho ho ho. I would like to go outside. Oh wait, well I was gonna ask. That's why I kind of knocked on the door. I'm gonna go to Katie. Wait, is it all right to go
She's
out?
currently cooking what looks like some kind of meat. She's boiling it and it keeps bubbling up. Tries to keep bubbling over, and she's like, "Oh, you don't." Stirs vigorously until it boils back down. She puts a few sprinkles of something that smells like cinnamon in the top. Takes it off the stove. Continues to stir.
I was wondering, it's all right to go outside now? You said we should check with you all since you know the area.
Yeah. Are you going far?
I'm going to check on my horses.
Oh, that shouldn't be a problem.
So it wouldn't be a good idea to go check out that town hall at the top of the hill?
She takes a spoon, takes a moment, looks outside. Like, no, it's nice today, so it should be all right. But you should try and make it back sooner than later if you're going to be out for a while.
Alright. Does it rain every time those things come?
No.
Okay.
We just happened to have a storm last night.
Alright.
Alright, so we can't control the weather.
Okay, good.
Bonus.
I think we probably will go. Well, no, we should wait for the others to wake up.
We're just gonna go investigate. We're just gonna ask them some questions.
Well, let's do the horses first. Let's
See if anybody else wakes up.
I mean, you never know what you're gonna run into.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'm gonna go check on, because we left their saddles on and everything.
Yeah, we did. Poor things.
They had to stand in the rain. Okay.
I'll go down and release the
Oh yeah, she had like a thingy. Okay.
tiptoes down with you guys, steps over Jacob and Wyatt, goes to the door, mutters the different words, unlocks the door, and swings it open. There's another glance outside. And she mutters the few other arcane words, and you can see that the same kind of translucent shimmering goes, just dissipates. Alright. So sorry again that you weren't able to tend to them. But we do have water. There's a well. You have to go kind of over that way. She gestures, and there's this divot into the side of the hill mountain. Yeah, it's a hill. Where you can see there's a little outline stone well. Actually, we have our well over there, so you can get water. We don't have very much in terms of feed, and preferably if you brought that, that would help.
We have feed.
Goes ahead and gathers up the eggs from the chickens and puts them in her skirts.
She's like your typical like housewife type girl.
She's just a
adorable.
nice little, she's a nice
She's so
person.
adorable.
Like,
She reminds me of like was her name Mary? Little House on the Prairie, the older daughter. They ended up like going blind.
oh, I don't know. Spoiler.
Oh, spoiler alert!
Okay, yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go and check on Sasano and Firefoot and the others. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not gonna be happy.
Firefoot is laying as far as he can away. Sasana's just paced a hole in the hay. And Warrior, seeing every time she comes by, he kind of like nudges her ear, just passes round and around, and gives her a little nudge.
He is not, no. Mm-mm.
The other
Chop his
two,
whole dick off.
Nearn and Buttercup, are both also seem to be keeping away from Sasana. Even Buttercup is behaving herself.
I love her.
She's fucking crazy.
Okay.
And then Adriel's horse. Oh shoot, his name I just lost his name. It's Tana.
It was something cute. Not Nickel.
It was a T word.
It was a really cute.
Ethereal? No, that was no. I don't know what the fuck that
We
is.
fangirled him.
With the tanner?
No.
Spice.
What's the trigger?
I don't think I wrote it down.
Anyway, he is actually the first one to greet you as he sees the elven ears. And he comes over.
My horse does not fucking greet me when I walk up.
When the door first opens, he's the first one coming to the door.
He was focused on
This
something
ass
else.
is getting grassed, okay? His ass is grassed.
You guys go out, desaddle, kind of working with them. Make a couple of animal handling checks. I say, are you taking care of only your horses, or are you?
No, I'll take care of
Yeah, we'll just
the others
we'll just share
too.
the work. I'll get the water and stuff.
After about
I'll help all the horses except Cessna. I'm too scared for her. I ain't about it.
After about 10 or 15 minutes, the others do stir and wake up, come out, and they're like, I think I slept with a rock in the middle of my back.
Good morning.
And Adriel's like, I don't know about you, but I slept pretty good. Managed to find a place, just wedge right in, felt just like a sponge.
I got a 23.
I got a 21 for animal handling.
Yeah, Sogsow actually calms down and she's like, that was scary. That was really scary. What was that thing? It's no. That person's probably dead. Oh well.
I'm sorry.
Oh Lord.
Alright,
I'm gonna say we untacked them, brushed them, fed them, watered them, prestidigitation to all our fucking wet ass leather.
Yeah, everything is managed and taken care of, and now finally they are all together. They're not in individual stalls, which is kind of a huge bummer.
Warrior is tied to a post.
You didn't have time to tie him.
And he is tied now.
He's tied now. But he wasn't.
That is his grass, he's getting gelded.
let's see.
Where's the vet?
No.
I think I
Okay,
still
so who came outside?
Um,
Adriel.
Both Wyatt, Jacob, and Adriel all came outside. And then after about 5 minutes, Zoom also came out. But he did not have the pack with him.
I don't like that. I kind of don't know if I like that or not.
Wait, what pack?
With the sprites in it.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if
yeah.
I like leaving them in there, but
Oh wait, we didn't ask them if they knew anything. They would
technically
definitely-
they were like listening in on the conversation. They could have piped up.
Well, no, we didn't want to
I mean,
expose themselves.
I know, but like afterwards when they went upstairs, we were still
Oh.
talking about it.
That's
They
right.
didn't say anything.
Maybe they were asleep or something.
I don't know how you could sleep in that situation, but okay.
That's true. You're right.
I know.
Okay,
As
so
soon as you guys finish, Katie actually comes down with these bowls. A bunch of different bowls with this kind of a little bit of sprinkled cinnamon. This kind of bubbling wheat mixture.
Cream of wheat.
Just distributes it among everybody. And she said, I hope this is good enough. We don't have very much, but we can do what we can.
Thank you.
this is lovely. Thank you.
So just try to be careful if you are going anywhere, and at least let us know so that we may be able to keep watch.
We will.
Don't want another incident where you're stuck outside.
No, I don't.
That would be bad.
Very bad.
Okay, so we have a time limit now. We have a curfew.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Curfew.
Curfew.
So about what time in the day is it right now?
By the time you get everything done, it's probably around 10:30. Yeah, I mean, you all got, even though it was a little bit later, by the time you got up around 8 or so, it's been about 2.5 hours to clean the leather, walk, kind of take care of them, and then everyone else came out and helped, so it reduced the amount of time.
Okay, good. So let's see. We need to check the borders. Go talk to those people. I mean, we could just split up like 3 and 3 or something. Have them go check the border and then we go check the top. Or we could split up. I go one way, she goes the other way in groups. That way we get to see what happens in both instances.
Oof.
But I'd rather not.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to leave. Nora. But at the same time,
I want our habits. But no.
I mean,
Come on, that would be kind of cool. I want to know. Well, I mean, it's the same.
because I know Jacob and Wyatt, they want to go check the border for sure. And then we want to go up to the town.
Mm-hmm. Up to the very top.
At least one other person's going to have to go with them, and then one of them's going to have to come with us. If we split up.
We probably will.
Let's discuss with the group. We just had this discussion with the group, Madison. What does everybody else have to say?
It doesn't really have much to say, given.
But why?
Technically, I'm still linked with him from last night. I guess I closed my eyes, so.
You fell asleep. I mean, yeah, you had to close your eyes at some point in order to sleep, so. If you relink with him, he essentially joins the consensus of he's not sure how he feels about splitting up the group, especially with, there's strength in numbers. You guys are a pretty strong group together. He doesn't like the idea of going out into the swamps when this is probably where that thing is, even though it is checking the border. He thinks that we should probably stay together, and we have a bigger group, a diverse group. I mean, if it's affecting certain people, wouldn't it be better to have a big group and see who it's affecting and who it isn't affecting?
Facts.
Okay, he's so smart.
Adriel, on the other hand, is like, shoot, if we can get everything done, if we can get some people to go out and check, that's half the time. And we'll be back before those other things come back, whatever they are, if they're even coming back. By the way it sounded, I don't know if they're actually coming back tonight or tomorrow or who knows when. It might be better to divide and conquer, as it were. And Jacob and Wyatt are in the same consensus of whatever you all do, they for sure want to go check the border. So that they don't really care, but going and checking the division and seeing where the border is and who it's affecting, that's at their top priority.
She made the decision up to us. Let's stick together. Let's go to the border first, and then we'll go talk to the people.
Damn, okay.
Let's do that. Should we ride our horses, even though we just unsaddled?
What if one of us rides, or one or two of us ride horses?
Okay, that's
instead of
a good idea.
everyone.
To test out the theory, see what happens.
I'll bring Warrior.
Katie comes back at some point and gathers up your all's dishes and she says, are you guys going out? We can keep an eye out?
We're gonna go, we might go talk to some people up at the town hall later, but for now we were gonna test a few theories out by the border.
Okay.
We might,
Do you know what the border is?
well, I mean, we're gonna find out eventually, I guess. See if any of us get turned back, whereas some of us don't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't, you might be too far out to make it back safely. It's actually about 10 miles.
That's far as fuck to walk.
That is really far.
Curious question.
Yeah.
Not to the DM, sorry, to Katie, sorry, Madison.
Oh, sorry.
When you said that your mother and your brother were riding horses when they left, were you and your father traveling with them?
Yes, we also had our horses.
And you all were
We
turned.
home.
You all were turned back, but the rest of them weren't.
The fog, the mist, whatever it is, it got really, really thick at some point, and we blinked, and they were gone.
Okay, so horses
Within
are
an
out.
hour or so, they came back, and we knew they were okay within that time. But that's when we began to figure that something else might be happening. They were able to go back and forth, each time kind of disappearing into the fog and the mist. But they were able to come back. So we told them to just keep going. That we would find a way back to them.
And I assume that then they just took your all's horses with them, Or did somebody steal your horses?
Other people came, said that they were going to take care of the problem, asked for supplies to go out and hunt this thing down.
How long ago was that?
About a month after everything started.
And
They never returned.
did these...
Dude, I wonder if that's related though. Preventing people from like getting out.
If what's related?
If like somebody like coming in, never coming back. I mean, it might not be, but like to like require everybody.
Did these people go around and ask everyone for their spare horses?
No. Other people that we because we have a larger family, we were able to, like, well, I don't want to say we're well off compared to others, but we are one of the few families that had multiple horses, and so to help give to the cause, they were doing what you all were doing. They were going to go check out the border. They went and talked to the people of the tower, said they had to have some ideas, and that they were going to try and follow one night these creatures, and that the fastest way would be on horseback. So, in some kind of an attempt, we let them have our horses.
Mm.
But they haven't returned.
Okay.
What else did they ask for? Did they ask for anything else?
No. It was a purely volunteer basis. They had their own weapons. They had their own miscellaneous things. They didn't stay with us at the time. They actually stayed at one of the inns.
How many people were there?
There were four of them.
Yeah, but this was these people.
It was like
Several
a
months
month
ago.
ago.
She said no. It was a
several
month
months
after
ago.
it started. It was a month after it started. So it had to have been at least.
So the night before, they said this had started 6 months ago.
It started right around the beginning of winter, and so there was probably around between 3 and 5 months, give or
So
take.
yes, not the people were looking for.
So
It might have been. They may have been traveling south. Was it 3 men and
they
a
were
woman?
from the north. I didn't get any of their names.
Oh.
They didn't stay with us, but they were coming from the north, headed south. They were going to go to the coast and see the different shipyards and everything else. And just they came here, and we kind of made our case, saying that they were more well furnished than we were for such a task. That's when everything else. That's when they called for potential volunteers. A few people wanted to go with them, but they didn't have the right armor, and
Right.
they came in on foot. It's only a few days journey.
Okay. How much time do we have left on the timer?
7 minutes, and that's probably about when I'm gonna have to go.
Oh man. Okay. Well, in that case, I guess.
We haven't really seen too many other people, and anytime we tried to send someone out, other people have already left.
All
You
right.
haven't come across anyone who said they were from here, right? Did you?
History check?
Yeah, sure.
History check?
Ha! 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 19.
19.
19.
You don't remember anyone saying that they were from here along your travels? You came from a different area, headed south in order to go to Willends, so you didn't encounter anybody that you spoke to. You were a woman on a mission, so keeping track of all of the names and places where everyone else has been from, but you don't remember hearing anything about Sogsow.
Okay.
You do remember, however, a brief mention from Willow that some people were supposed to come and get swords, or that he was trading swords with a town in the north, and they hadn't come, and he was wondering how he was going to transport them.
I do remember that.
I
He just said north, but he didn't mention Sogsow, but he did say from the north. And
He said from the north,
Okay.
but no one had come to retrieve their order. They had sent in a large order.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, I think we should check out the border first and maybe
Means
try
we're
to.
all gonna have to ride horses now if we're gonna get there and back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we all saddle up.
I get all my shit that's inside and
We
like,
get
put the back in the horse.
everything.
Everything comes with us.
And we tell Katie what we're doing.
All right. Well, I'll be on the lookout, and like I can see pretty well from the window. And she hurriedly goes over to back up the stairs with all of the things. Comes back down about 5 minutes later with some parchment, and she has written out directions back to where she is in order to find the right streets. And she folds it up and hands it to one of you.
Yes, you can take it.
Hands it to Talavin.
Mm.
I put it in my bag of holding.
Yes. Talavin
For
will
now.
keep it nice and safe.
Taken care of.
Yes. And let's see, we only have like 5 minutes left before you have to do your timer. You have to go.
After she leaves, you do hear a very familiar voice, followed by a,
Oh yeah.
Oh dear, Jen.
and it is your handy dandy friend Jin. She flutters by the door and looks like she takes a quick inventory of everyone who's there and sees Jacob. Kind of gives him the stink eye, but it looks like she's trying to get one of your all's attention.
Oh, so they're still inside? I'll walk over.
She backs up. She's like, we've been hearing a little bit about everything that's going on. What exactly is the plan? Zoom left us inside and didn't want to, while she was going back and forth, didn't want to say anything just in case. What's going on exactly? And she's fluttering there in front of you.
We're gonna go check out this border and see if we can figure out what's going on with why some people can get out and why some people can't get out. But then we also need to go up to the top of the hall and see if these people can give us a better description of these creatures.
Right. I mean, we've had based on we didn't actually get a chance to see what it was, but
I described to her what I saw.
she thinks for a second. I mean, we've lived out in the swamps for quite some time. It sounds familiar. I mean, I've never personally encountered one, but I mean, there have been reports from other villages, other outposts of these large hulking creatures.
Have you ever heard of what they might be, what they might be after?
No, sorry. Maybe tell Lone knows. I'll go bother him. Are you bringing us with you, or are we staying here?
I feel like we should definitely take them with us.
We should take them. Yes,
We're gonna take them. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm be like, well, I'm gonna just walk in with you, and we're headed out. So I'm not gonna leave you here. So.
Oh, all right. I'm sure Spice will love that. She flutters back and airdrops herself into the bag. You hear a quick conversing, then she pokes over the edge. We're all good.
And I'll come over and I'll just gently lift it. Is it still open, I suppose?
It's still open. Yeah, Zoom left it open.
Okay, and I'm just gonna be like, who would you prefer to ride with? And would you prefer for this flap to be open or closed?
Tell speaks up. It's like, I think it'd be better if I stayed with Zoom. I mean, I understand most of his communication, and if he's going to be riding a horse, it might be easier for me to discern what's going on. 2 extra pairs of eyes.
And then I look at Jin and do you all want to stay with them as well?
That'd be easier, I think. She gives a nod.
Colby, I go hand the pouch to Zoom. And I'm just like, they said they prefer to stay with you.
He nods carefully, keeps the flap, and you can see he's actually found a way to keep it where it looks like it's latched, but it's still propped open.
I didn't hear anything. Nope. Okay, so I guess... Are we
Prepped, ready.
Yep.
You all prepare yourselves mentally, physically, emotionally to head out to the border to possibly discover what might be causing this strange phenomenon. And that is where we'll end.
We end for tonight!